Happy Sunday. Gosh, dreaded Monday tomorrow. Are you guys ready for Monday tomorrow? I know I'm not. Gosh, let's say uh, Finna G. Hello, Talia. Hello, Laura, Lala. Hello, Gina, Titla. Hello. What's up, Locote? Brandy Fane. Hello. Andy Lamelli. Hello. Maritza. Hello. Dora McKenty, hello. Galinda, hello. Flamer Stick, Bo loves biochemistry, hello. Vonna Lee, hello. Julie Martinez, hello. Gosh, everybody's popping in. It's hard to keep like the when everybody jumps in, all of a sudden, whew, like it's hard to keep track of the. Where was I? Silvana, hello. Justin Lee, Felix Ortega, hello. Laura Leon, hello. Nick Thompson, Rock Boo, Titanium Master, hello. Ms. Grenz, hello. Galinda Graham, hello. Wendy Quinn Howard, hello. Pilar Vidal, what's up, Pilar? How are you? She says, Pilar is Miggy's cousin. Awesome. Tony is in San Diego. Hello, Tony. Thanks for checking in. Jessica Johnson, Danielle Williams, Cherie Morales Rowe. Hello, Fernanda Lewis. Raymond Guzman is in East LA. Mary Mitchum and Antoinette Hickman. Hello. Adventures with Sammy. Kale P. Amena. Monarch Blue. Haven't seen that name Monarch Blue in a long time. Thanks for coming back. Jacqueline Guyon, hello. I'm having a blessed Sunday. Yes, I am. Athena Rodriguez, Helen Cruz, hello. Deanna Nunez is in Southern California. Rhonda Saragosa is in Arkansas. She's a Razorback. Anthony Luna, Christopher Green. Bonnie is in Bullhead City. Tanya Lopez is in Miami, either Florida or Arizona. We have a Miami, Arizona. It's like a little tiny town. So um, Glinda Graham, thank you very much. I appreciate you. Gina needs a ranch. Gina. Yeah, all right. Gina's gonna be a moderator because she became a super fan. All right, cool. Um, Macy Alonso, Miami, Arizona, awesome. Let me see. What did we update today? What upload? What did we upload today? Let's go back. Ash, 23 years old. She's definitely homeless. She says she's not on blues. She says she's homeless on the streets because there's a lot of trauma issues at home. Some type. It sounds like there's like some type of abuse at home. So she's running away from home. She's 23, so at least she's not like a minor, at least, right? So, um, but still, it's unfortunate. Sometimes uh, you people run away from family, right? They say uh, people. people will comment, hey, this is my brother, this is my son, this is my daughter. Can you tell me where they're at? Right. And then some of you guys will give me a hard time because I don't tell them where they're at. The reason I don't tell them where they're at is because, unfortunately, a lot of times the people that are abusing these folks are the people that should be protecting them the most, right? So family, right? So it's I'm always kind of stuck in the middle, right? And I have people comment, why don't you? This is his mom, or this is her dad. Why don't you let the dad know where she's at? Probably not the dad, probably not family, and perhaps that family, whether it's a mom or a son or whatever, is the reason why they're out in the street to begin with, right? Inflicting trauma, inflicting pain, some type of abuse. So a lot of that gets lost with people sometimes. I wish they would have a little bit more common sense, right? Just because people on comment or commenting, right? I'm this person's family. I mean, it doesn't mean that's the case, right? Because we automatically associate family with love and protection and the house is you're going to be good at the house, right? There's family, there's love there. But I think there's a lot of broken homes. There's a lot of perpetrators at home, right? I've interviewed a lot of people where they tell me that their dad, their mom, their siblings were monsters, and I've heard a lot of those stories, and it's true. So so think about that when somebody says, I'm the I'm the father, I'm the mother, I'm the this, I'm the that. Can you tell me where they're at? My stance is usually I'm not going to tell you where they're at. I'll take you to go see them, right? Or I'll have them contact you from my phone if they want, but I'm not going to tell you where they're at because I don't know who you are, right? You can say whatever you want to say on here, but I don't. How do I know who you are? Even if you were the dad or the mom, right, their family, how do I know that person that I interviewed doesn't want to be anywhere near you because you're the perpetrator, right? Just common. I think to me it's common sense because I've been doing this for a while, but sometimes in the comments it gets lost on you folks that don't do this every day, right? And then you turn it on me and like, Art's mean because he doesn't let the mom, right? Just because somebody on here saying I'm the mom, I'm the dad, let me know where my child is at, right? So um, I think it clicks to some of you guys, some people it doesn't. But I interviewed her. She was with a couple friends. She's had some trauma out there, trauma on the streets as well, trauma at home and trauma on the streets. So she should really get out of the streets before it gets bad and worse for her. There's nothing good out in the streets for her or anybody else. So, I have an idea as to why she's out there. Uh, but, she says she's not using blue. So um, we'll go with that. And then Alonso's like 30 some years old. Um, he's he's a gentleman that had I uploaded the video this morning. He had his hand in the thumbnails. He had his hands up like this in the thumbnail, right? And on one glove, he had a one hand he had a glove, and on the other hand it was dark. I thought it was two gloves, but it's really one glove, a black glove, and this one was just like a black hand from grime, dirt, soot. I have no idea what it was, but he kind of had it a little bit all over. So, when you're out there, your kind of dignity goes out the window. You're maintaining your looks and the way showering and your clothing. That that's like a foregone. Like you don't think about that, right? It's just out the window. So yeah, it's really sad when I see people like that just don't care about their physical appearance. It's really sad. Um, Too young to be going through that, but it sounds like he's very comfortable with his lifestyle, very comfortable, at ease, just He's comfortable being out there. I don't think he wants any type of help at all. Unfortunately, that guy Alonso. So all you could do is pray for him, and something. Hopefully, something clicks in his head, and he seeks help. But uh, there's definitely some mental health issues with that gentleman as well. Um, I uploaded the video of Nick yesterday, right? So does Nick still want to go home? And he gives the standard response, "Oh yeah, I do," and all that lovely stuff, right? So I told him, I still have your ticket. Greyhound has notified me that it's valid until the 21st of February. Um, and and I'll give you guys an update I'll let you guys know what happened today before I close up here. Okay, I won't be here long. We've been on for 11 minutes. I'm probably gonna skedaddle in about 20 minutes. I gotta get ready for the week. um, Uploaded was it Diablo yesterday? Was it yesterday as well? Right, the gentleman with the tattoos on the face, and he has a 13-year-old daughter, and he was locked up for 4 years, and he got out. I don't know, 11 months ago or within the past year, he got out, and he's back out there, right? So comfortable being out there. Um, no plans to change, so that's very it sucks. It sucks to hear that. I think he said like he's 40 years old, 40 some years old, and no skills, no trades, no nothing. So yeah, sad. It makes you think about like his 13-year-old daughter. Right, he last saw her 12 years ago when she was a baby. Really, obviously hasn't been in her life. So what became of her? She didn't have a father, her father. So what became like? Where is she at now? Right, the daughter. Um, Hopefully she's doing better. But it's good when a child has both the father and the mother at home raising that child. The odds for that child to graduate school, um, get a degree, live a successful life, the chances improve dramatically. Um, in comparison when it's a dysfunctional home, no parenting, no guidance. It's like a cycle. It's like a generational curse. So so yeah. Um, Let me try to answer some of you guys' questions here. You guys have a lot of questions. Young Nessa Jim, hey Art, hi Art. Anything from Demanda? I have not seen Demanda, unfortunately, since the first time I talked to her about a month ago, over a month ago, I believe. Haven't seen her, haven't heard from her. If I do see her again, I'll be sure to mention. I'll let her borrow my phone to call her family. I know a lot of her aunts, her mom, people have reached out to me and said, "Hey, that's my niece, my daughter. Where can I find her?" And again, I don't have these folks in my pocket. They're homeless. They're out navigating the streets of Phoenix. Um, so, um, the best I could do is have them borrow my phone and let them talk, like the way I do with Carla. Right, Carla uses my phone to talk to her mom. Nick has used my phone a couple times to communicate with his sister, with his mom in the past. So, um, I'll do that. Just me made it to the live. Yay. Helen Cruz, I wish Carla would get the help she needs. She's such an innocent soul that looks lost and sad. Helen Cruz, Carla has to take ownership of herself, control of herself, and demand more in life. She's had plenty of opportunities to get away on her own, right? He's not physically holding her captive, right? He doesn't have her locked up, chained up, nothing, right? She's there on her free will, on her own volition. She's there uh, because she wants to be there, right? Addiction, and I think she finds comfort and protection, a little bit of security with Migs, right? But how far deep down has she succumbed to addiction, right? Where she's not able to fight for her freedom, fight for treatment, fight for the rest of her life, right? I can only do so much, right? They have to meet me halfway. They have to, if I help you get a ticket and I drive you to the bus terminal and I help you, I hold your hand till you get on the bus, right? Uh, I did my part. You have to stay on the bus until you get home, right? But if I turn my back and walk out of the bus station and you get off the bus, right, you're not doing your part. So addiction is like that, right? Addiction is like that. That's addiction. When you guys watch these videos, a lot of people get surprised, get shocked, and they're, oh my goodness, and this person's young, and this person doesn't look like this, and this person's hands are dirty, and don't be shocked, right? That's addiction. That's what addiction looks like, right? Addiction is very deceiving. Addiction is harmful. Addiction is full of lies, and addiction is really, really bad. Really, really bad. So can only do so much. Good Behar present. Hey, anonymous says, "How can I help Carla? I'm from Houston, Texas." Carla, pray for her. She doesn't really want help. Carla needs to stand up for herself. She hasn't really done that. So not that I've witnessed in the the times that I've interacted with them. I did interview them today, so I'll be uploading that tomorrow. So I did talk to them today. Kathy from Australia was nice enough to send them a box with clothing and undergarments and toiletries and snacks. So that was very nice of her, right? So I sent them little letters and very, very nice gesture from Kathy in Tasmania, Australia. I don't know if Tasmania is a town, a city, or a state, or a province, or whatever they call them over there. But she's from Tasmania, Australia. I thought it was so cool. David, art is my dad. Absolutely, I'm not your dad, but you're going to the timeout forever there. Hortensia Zarco, it's been a minute. I haven't seen you in a long time, Hortensia. Welcome back. Beautiful Jess XO, be safe. Safety is like paramount. That's the number one thing I think about when I go out there. I'm driving, safety, right? When I park, it's safety. When I'm interviewing people, it's safety, right? If the person I'm interviewing just has like a mental attack, if they want to physically attack me, I know exactly what I'm gonna do. I'm exactly know what I'm saying, how I'm gonna do it, and how I'm gonna defend myself, right? So have always have like an exit strategy with the hopefully nobody gets hurt, but I've never had that before, so um, I'm thankful, because I'm very prepared. I think when I go out there, so um, I'm good. Thank you. Carla looks like Mig's daughter. I don't see that. I don't see that. He's 25. She's 19. She does look younger, but I don't see the the father daughter thing there at all. Any update on Adam? I've interviewed like four Adams. I have no update on any Adams, any of those of the Adams. Dolphin fan, Dan Marino, hey Art, and Lost in Phoenix fam. Hope everyone is doing good. Thank you. Rita, size 602. I didn't get well until I left my home state. Just saying. I didn't get well until I left my home state. Just saying. Cool. I'm glad leaving home left worked for you, right? It works for some. It works for. It doesn't work for others. Everybody's recovery plan is different. Their timeline is different. Their rock bottom is different. The change of scenery might help, might not help, makes it worse. It might help. It might make it worse. It's everybody's individual. Everybody's special. Like everybody's an individual. Everybody's special, and everybody's recovery is different. Every story is different. Similarities, but yeah. Phoebe was behind me. I think she wants to go pee. She'll go out there, but she's not here now. Yulene Wages, hello. Thank you for checking in. Young Daniel Sabas is doing good. He's working. He's happy. He's working. He's doing great. Recovery is possible. Occupy till I come. Tuning in from Los Angeles. Breezy Wonderland is in Joyzy. Park Place. I've been in suspense all day about Nick. It's almost over, Park Place. It's almost over. We're almost there. Steph Pequeño or Pequeño. I think it's Pequeño, right? Pequeño. Sabas is working, last I heard on this channel. Absolutely, still working. Yulene Wages is in Kentucky, the bluegrass state. Bill Monroe is from there. Anita Sweet, hello. Mariana Warden, hello. I just ate spaghetti and I'm hungry again. My goodness. I start working out. Claudia, hello and goodbye. I have to get back to work. Boo. Claudia, do not lose your job for us, okay? Uh, if you do, we'll adopt you, but try not to get fired. So go to work, go make that money. You got bills, Claudia. Ruby, hello, welcome. Thank you for joining, Ruby. I appreciate you. Katrina Regalado, Art, with your logic, you need to run for president. Seems so simple, but man, oh man. Uh, it's been proven that to be president of the United States, you definitely don't have to have intelligence, don't have to have your wits about you, your mind doesn't have to be in the right frame of mind. Um, so that's funny. Nicole Munoz is in Florida. Thanks for tuning in, Nicole. Appreciate you. Benice, hello. I heard that Nick sold his ticket. You heard wrong because you cannot sell your Greyhound ticket. You can't sell it. The person whose name is on the ticket has to use it, or else they won't let you on. So Ashley Ray is what happened with the cops. Nothing. It's all on there. I think I put it in the description what happened with the police officers. Beautiful Jess XO. I think you're the best person for the job. Streets are wild. Thank you for spreading awareness. Yeah, I think the streets are they're not friendly. That's for sure. It's getting crazy out there. When you defund the police and you don't right when you want to take reduce police anarchy. reigns supreme, right? So yeah, less police officers, more craziness. Have you seen True and CJ? I have not. Jessica Briggs, I've been sober for over 3 years. My fiance and I got sober together. God saved my life. And if anybody is struggling with addiction, please reach out. I'm here to talk. Thank you, Jessica Briggs. Congratulations on your recovery for you and your fiance. That's amazing. That's actually rare, right? With a couple in addiction, they get well together. That's rare, right? Congratulations again. It's amazing. Great story. Pay it forward. Help others. Educate others, and keep keep on that path. Truth hurts. My mentally ill, estranged husband was out in Tempe for 2 years, then went down to San Diego area for the past year. His body was found August 7th. So sad. My condolences for the loss of your estranged husband. Uh, that's how quickly it happens, right? It goes downhill, spirals out of control, unfortunately. So Top Flight 602, I'm conservative. I have conservative values. Small government is the answer. William Larson, are you a AZ Cardinals fan? No, I used to be a season ticket for the Cardinals. I used to watch the Cardinals before the Cardinals came in 1988 from St. Louis. I was a Denver Broncos fan because I loved John Elway back in the 80s, right? And then we got the team in '88 from St. Louis, and I was a Cardinals fan forever. I have cards, I have football cards from the '80s. Um, I still have Phoenix Cardinals stuff because their name was Phoenix Cardinals back in '88. They changed their name in '95 to Arizona Cardinals. But I stopped watching when they started taking the knee. Right, I stopped watching. So I've already told the story a million times, but I'll try to answer it real quick for you guys. I'm not a football fan anymore. I used to be a diehard fan. I'm no longer. Um, I mentioned that for years I ignored the abusers in the NFL, the dog abusers in the NFL, the steroids in the NFL, the all the abuse, all the crazy stuff, right? The DUIs, all the nuttiness, right? As soon as they started taking a knee and getting very political, I tapped out. I took a knee on them, so I've never watched the entire game for the past, I don't know, 5 6 years. Whenever they started doing that, whenever they started doing their little whatever their little political stuff, I haven't watched. So anonymous, thank you very much. I appreciate you. You're awesome. Jody Pizer. I was on crack, been clean for 27 years by the grace of God. So, amen. God bless you, Jody. 27 years clean. Wow. You're going back. Climsy, whatever. Hat Club or you a dub? I have no idea what you just asked. Hat Club or you a dub? Funny. One Love Art, just wondering if the reason you started this channel is because you lost someone you care about to the streets. Nope. No, I started this channel because I had no idea what was happening. So I started the first interview was November of 2020. Carlos, 21-year-old Carlos. Um, we were in the pandemic. Everything's closed, right? The gym, the everything's closed. Stores, restaurants, everything's shut down. But I'm seeing a lot of people on the streets with backpacks. Like, what are these young people doing? They're young, like youngsters, right? Really young. What is going on? Where there's no school, why do they have backpacks? I parked, I'm observing them, watching them. Oh, they're doing drugs, right? What are they smoking? What is that? Why do they have foil? Why do they have straws, right? So then I just got out and asked them, right? Oh, these are blues, right? And so I got home and I Googled blues, fentanyl, counterfeit. And so then I just kind of researched it on my own, research, and just kind of educated myself, right, on what it is, where it's coming from, who's bringing it in, the cost. And so I said to myself, like, man, I considered myself street smart, and it was happening right under my nose, right? And so I said, because again, in my during my research, I found how overdoses had spiked in the past, previous 5 years. It just a big spike, and I'm like, what is happening, right? What's going on? So it was a big awakening for me, educational, and I'm trying to pass that understanding, that knowledge, that research over to other parents, to other people that have no inkling, no idea, no clue, before anything tragic happens in their family, circle of friends, coworkers. And I came up with the tagline, the motto, the mission statement of prevention through awareness, right? So obviously, for political reasons, the drugs are going to continue to flow across the border, right? Because it's racist to maintain and monitor your borders. It's extremely racist, according to some people. So the drugs are going to keep coming, right? So by people making their family, their children aware of the dangers of these pills, that it could lead to incarceration, it could lead to um, loss of life, that then maybe they won't consume, right? They won't try it at all, and maybe that'll save a life. So in the past, again, over 2 years that I've been doing this, I know for a fact this channel has saved at least one life, right? So, and with that, it's already a win. I've already won. I've already done my mission. But I'm gonna keep going, because I love doing it. It's really cool. It's very rewarding. I feel like a sense of accomplishment, right, when I'm out there and I'm talking to people and building a rapport, building trust, building that sense of like they have somebody in their corner that's really going to bat for them, right? So I try to go the extra mile so that they see that there's people out there that are willing to help them, right? So do they tell you what you want to hear sometimes? Yeah, obviously, right? Like, I'm not a sucker, right? Like, I know what they're doing, that they're trying to manipulate, they're trying to, but they're only lying to themselves, right? They're really manipulating themselves, right? Because at the end of the day, I'm good, you guys are good. The one that's going to be hurting is the person that's out there in the streets, right? The Migs, the Carla, the Nick, the Blake, the Gabby, right? It's them ultimately who are hurt, right? So you're not fooling me, you're not fooling us, you're really fooling yourself, right? So you're on borrowed time. So when a stranger comes in and plants a seed, let's get on board. But if you don't want to get on board, at least your message is going to resonate in these videos, and somebody out there in Arizona, in the United States, in the world, is going to watch your video and is going to stay away from the dangers of illegal substances and possibly save their life, right? So I've already told you guys that prevention through awareness, right? I might not be able to save a Gabby, a Nick, a Migs, a Carla, right? I might not be able to save them, but how many young people out there across America, across the world will be saved? We won't ever know, but I know it's at least one person. Do you see how it's bigger picture, right? Oh, all right, well, you go interview these people, but nobody wants to go to treatment. How many people are staying off of drugs, though, right? Prevention through awareness, right? How many people does that message resonate with, right? If it's one person, it's worth it. Makes sense, right? To me, it makes sense. What do we got here? What did I miss out on? uh, Ross Ginn, thank you. I appreciate your generosity, Ross. You're awesome. Thank you very much. Anonymous, give this to Carla, please. So I won't be handing Carla $100, but what I could do is so just so you know, when you guys donate on here, 30%. is taken away from by YouTube, like right off the bat. Okay, 30% just from YouTube, right? And then the government's gonna, tax me on after, right? So the $70, right? So the remainder, Carla, I'm not gonna give Carla all at once. It's gonna be like, here, let's go get some food. Let's go get this. You don't want to give $100 to an addict. Bad, always bad. That's just bad, bad, bad. Okay. But what I can do is buy food, buy clothing, buy this, buy that, kind of help them a little bit, right? $5 to get some food or whatever. But $100, all like that, I wouldn't give $100 anyways, because again, 30% is taken off of YouTube. So hopefully you guys understand you guys have to understand how YouTube does all this, right? So thank you, Anonymous. That's very generous of you. So Carla will be happy with that. Titanium Master, I appreciate you. Thank you very much. I've been talking for 35 minutes. My goodness, it goes fast. Park Place, heads up for donations. I sent a card to Art's address. That way he gets all the money and YouTube can't take it. uh, Park Place, yes, thank you very much for your generous donation. I also got your two shirts, Yuma Criminals, right? Yuma High School Criminals. Um, and the cool little card, and that's very nice of you, Park Place. So again, yeah, thank you very much. I think you understand the finances at YouTube, right? They take away, it's they're gonna charge whatever they want to charge, but 30% right off the bat, like dang. Jody Pizer, Art, can you please help me? Hopefully, Jody, you're okay. I'm not sure how I can help you, but if you want to share, if you want to send me an email, lost in Phoenix YT at gmail.com, I can try to help you out as much as I can. Jody Pizer, again, Jody Pizer says, I'm trying to find my grandson. In a month, let's say in a week, I get at least two or three family members, hey, can you help me with my find my grandson? And I'll say, send me your, so when you email me, send me pictures of your lost family members, description, how tall they are, any tattoos, their names, nicknames, where they were last seen. Give me all as much information as possible, and then I can keep an eye out for them, right, when I'm out in the streets, right? So I'll try to help as much as possible. Jody Pizer, okay, thank you. I am here from Indiana, looking for him. Um, yeah, again, that's unfortunate. It's a lot of lost people here in Arizona. They come here because they're drawn in by how cheap these pills are. They're so cheap because every day across the southern border, pills are being funneled across that border. It's like pouring, but it's just super sad, super sad. Um, have not heard from Face. Hopefully, he's doing good. Susan G, hello. Have seen Angel and his girlfriend. Angel was arrested for robbery like 2 months ago, so we won't be seeing him for a long time. Have not seen his girlfriend Viviana, and Mercy was arrested last month. So, but I haven't seen her in person. Sandra Yamas, hello in Claremont, California. Ariel McDonald, I'm doing really good. Thank you. I appreciate you. Nicole Jurgens, like the cream, like the lotion. Hello. James Mitchell, sometimes jail is good for these people. I agree. I agree. My brother was in jail for 9 months and he recovered from G, right? So meth. So do you have a Cash App? I do. My Cash App is Lost in Phoenix, all spelled out. LOSTINPHOENIX. Thank you guys. Sarah Lopez. What does she do? What's Sarah Lopez doing? She misbehaving? Yeah, she's been blocked. Monet says, I felt for Ash. Yeah, she has her trauma is like right below the surface, right below the surface for her trauma is right there. It's sitting there. And yeah, she had a lot more to say, but we didn't get deep into it, you know. But um, hopefully she gets better. She needs to seek help, right? Being in that environment is going to make the trauma a million times worse. So she really needs to get professional help and get out of there. Whether she's doing them or not doing them, by being there, she's eventually going to do them if she's not doing them now, right? So learn Korean, Japanese, and Chinese. Did you see the new fentanyl variant called Trank? Yeah, I've heard about it, seen it. So it's insane that somebody out there thinks it's better. They're trying to make these drugs even stronger, right? And that's scary. I don't know. I don't know what to say. Jocelyn PL. It's crazy how attached uh, we become to all these people as viewers. I can't imagine how you must feel when things don't go as planned. Having actually met all these people, you're a strong man. Thank you, Jocelyn. I don't think I think my personality is very well suited for interacting with people, you know, building rapport, and I kind of already know that there's going to be a letdown, there's going to be disappointment, you know, there's going to be, you know, people BSing, lying, and basically just deceiving themselves. So I don't get my hopes too high, and I don't let myself get down too low. Right? I'm just me. I'm trying to help, and my intentions are good, and so therefore, just with that alone, I'm already winning because my intentions are good. My heart is in the right place with your guys' support, right, we move forward together, right? And while we're moving forward together, we're asking, hey, Migs, join us. Hey, Carla, join us. Hey, Nick, join us. Hey, Blake, join us, right? As we move together. But they're going through addiction. They're stuck. They can't get out of that, right? Even when people want to help. And so again, that's on them. You have to meet us halfway, right? Because I can't do it all for you. There's a lady, the crazy comment of the weekend was somebody said, "Hey Art, why do you go on the bus with Nick? Right? Why don't you join him on the trip? You know, so that you're there helping him, right? So that he doesn't feel alone." And I'm like, "Hey, person, like, you know, I wish I could just travel across the country at a whim, right? But I'm not Superman. I have a full time job, and you know these people have to really fight for themselves, right? You can't have a nanny wiping your butt all day long, right? Like you really have to get up and fight for your life, right? So you know, I don't think the person said that out of malice. I think they intended to mean that in a way, but I kind of, you have to just chuckle like, how much more, what more can I do, man? Like, it's not enough to go get, go organize this, right? Hey, who wants to help out with the ticket, right? Go look for them, right? Get them in your car, go drive them, right? And all this stuff isn't here, right? Phoenix is the fifth largest nation in the city, right? Everything in Phoenix is like far away, spread out, right? So it's time, gas, effort, right? How much is my time worth, right? So I have a job where I've been working for 15 years. At my job, I can tell you how much an hour of my time is worth, right? And it's a good amount, right? So here it's different in YouTube, right? So a lot of factors that a lot of people don't, it doesn't click, I think, right? So I don't only pray for the people I interview, I pray for sometimes the people that comment, because that's sometimes gets kind of silly. Just me, what's the estimated homeless population in Phoenix? The government says it's 10,000, but it's a lot more than 10,000, right? So they underreport because it's hard to get an actual, it's hard to go out there and count homeless people, right? Because they're homeless, they're not in one place. But 10,000 here in Phoenix, I can guarantee you it's not 10,000. I guarantee you it's a lot more. And so it's important to get an accurate head count, because then you can go to the government and say, hey, you need to help us with with these people, right? In California, I don't know how many, it's like 300,000, 400,000. It's a lot in California. Uh, and here it's only 10,000, but again, on paper it's 10,000, but in reality it's a lot more people out in the streets of Phoenix and surrounding cities. So Jennifer is Nick's mom. Uh, she says thank you for the help you've given Nick. Um, and I'm very consistent, right? I don't give any one person more help than others, right? I try to be consistent as possible. And again, it's all with the intent of making them realize that they matter, they're important, they can do so much more with their life than in the little hole that they're in, right? So you can get out of there, right? It's possible. Half of you here in the comments, right? 371 people, probably, I think half of you might be in recovery, right? Somebody was doing drugs 27 years ago, you're clean, right? Somebody's been clean for 2 years, somebody's been clean for 6 months, right? Just half of you. So recovery is possible, but guess what? You fought for that recovery, right? You somebody might have helped you, but ultimately it was you kind of getting across the finish line. So and even if you're clean for 27 years, for 6 months, for 2 years, you're you still got to keep going, right? You still have to fight for that sobriety. So sobriety um, isn't a destination. Sobriety is a journey, right? Sobriety isn't like, one day, okay, I'm done, that's it. Sobriety is you got to fight for that until the day you're no longer here. So so that's kind of what I'm learning, right? I've been doing this for over 2 years, and I'm learning little by little. I've never been in addiction, never want to, but in my own way, I'm becoming an expert, right? So Crystal Hernandez, do you feel the city can do more? What are your thoughts on a solution? Um, we need to educate our youth. We need to empower them to say no. We need to teach children, the dangers of drugs in school. Instead, we're teaching them about pronouns and men can get pregnant type stuff. So we're going down there. We're not focusing on the things that are actually hurting our this generation. Where it's we're just not. We're teaching them other things, right? So I don't get it. Nick Thompson, I stumbled upon your channel a little over a year ago, but I don't watch often. Too real, too familiar. Can you share a success story or two? Have you ever heard of somebody reach out to you after getting clean? Sabas, right? Sabas on the street, he was known as Slump. Interviewed him, gosh, like two times when he was on the streets. He's been working for like 6 months, over 6 months, definitely over 6 months. He's been working. He's clean. So recovery is possible, right? Um, there are success stories out there, right? Recovery is possible, but you have to fight hard for it. You have to keep fighting and fighting and fighting. So somebody reached out to you after getting clean. Yeah, Saba's mom was on the chat the last time. Was it Friday when we were doing live? His mom was on here saying hi. So we still remain in contact, right? I can text her right now and say, hey, how are you guys doing? So again, it's part of that rapport, building a relationship, and really letting them know that it's not just I just interview you and then it's over. No, we're gonna try to build this. I'll be here as much as possible. Brendan has recently been joining us in the chat. I interviewed him a year and a half ago. Him and his girlfriend. He was locked up for 9 months, I believe he said, and he got well. He's sober. He's working, and he comes and joins us on the chat often. So I don't think he's here today, but you guys have seen Brendan, right? So they come back and say, "Hey, I'm a Lost in Phoenix alum, right? I'm here to tell you that you can recover, you can get better. It's gonna be a lot of hard work though. Um, so it does happen." Edward Rayos. I thought he was gonna be 20 minutes videos, 40 minutes long. Yep. So the good thing about this is I'll keep going for another hour and 40 minutes if I so choose, brother. I appreciate the concern though. Thanks. Jennifer Romero, God bless you. One is too many and 1,000 is not enough. Absolutely. Yuling wages, only I could manage living in a city that big. Jasmine, Alexis, I agree. Some things they are learning in school aren't helpful at all. They need to learn real life situations. Uh, Teach kids about how to build up your credit, right? FICO score, how to manage money, how to save money. When I was in school, we said the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands. All we used to say that, right? That they don't do that no more. They taught us how to write in cursive. They don't do that anymore. But they do teach you that men can get pregnant, right? Um, it's okay to transition, right? Just things like that, right? So a lot of stuff I don't really understand. I don't fully understand, but some of that stuff uh, should be the parents teaching their children about that, right? Um, I don't know. It just seems odd. It seems like we're going backwards, in all honesty. So that's just my humble opinion, but itsy bitsy spider, what they teach in public schools is exactly why we homeschool. If I was to have uh, a child today, definitely going to be either a private school or homeschool. Public school system absolute sucks. You know why? Because it's run by the government, right? Just like the United States Postal Service sucks, right? They lose money every year, but they're bailed out by it because it's a federal entity. Same thing with the schools. It just teaches the, the curriculum that the government mandates, right? Because the government sends money to those districts. So uh, private or homeschool is the way to go because it's insane. Alamogordo, New Mexico. Learn Korean, Japanese, and Chinese. That's why it should be mandatory military service to build character. Americans have become too weak. Uh, I was on TikTok 3 days ago, and they showed a class of Chinese students. They look like they were in the third or fourth grade, right? They were in the third or fourth grade. They're in class. They're wearing fatigues, right? Camouflage fatigues. They're wearing like like they're in the military, right? And they were disassembling a 9 millimeter handgun, like a real handgun. They were disassembling it, boom, 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 taking out all the parts. Right, little kids just focused, boom, all of them. There's 30 kids in the classroom, boom. And meanwhile, in America, they're teaching our kids about the nonsensical things, right? So China's actually preparing to dominate the world while we're preparing to do other things. So it's really scary. Our future is scary. In Israel, every citizen, right, when they turn 16, 17, they're mandated to serve in the military for 2 years. So that's compulsory military, and we don't have that in America, right? We had that. We had the draft back in the '60s, right? So, uh, but of course, the politicians don't go, right? So, Clinton didn't go, Trump didn't go, Biden didn't go. Uh, none of them went. Israel has a great army. I wouldn't want to. I wouldn't want to go to war against Israel. They're tough, man. It's a little tiny, small little nation surrounded by a bunch of hostile countries, but they'll defend. Nobody goes into Israel and attacks because they know that they'll be met with great force, right? Where we open up our skies and our borders to anybody. Come on in, right? Come on in, come on in, right? And we're backwards. Jason Bourne, David Webb, right? Wasn't that his name, David Webb? I'm glad I didn't grow up as a kid being subjected to social media brainwashing. Absolutely. Jesse C, hello, good evening. Thank you for joining us. Joshua Vanden Dreisch. Thanks for joining, Joshua, even though I messed up your name. Monet hit the thumbs up. Tony, if you had scars on your knees, you had a good childhood. Yeah, true. So, anyways, I'm gonna get out of here. It's been an hour. I've taken too much of your guys' time. Is Carla pregnant? No, she is not. Uh, one thing, one thing that I've mentioned this in the past, and just so you guys know, is a lot of people have told me this. A lot of the women, right? They're older women or they're younger women that are out in the streets, living in the streets for an extended period of time, do not have their monthly period because their their body is out of whack, their hormones are out of whack, they're not sleeping right, they're not eating right, they're damaging their body with these substances, and so the body is not producing an egg, right? So uh, that's not everybody, that's not 100%, but I've heard from multiple people, and the reason I know is because a lot of you folks have donated like women's what do they call it, pad or whatever, right? All that women stuff, right? To help them with their monthly stuff, right? And so I hand it to different women, and they're like, I don't need that. I haven't had my period in the past 2 years since I've been out here, And then I hand it to somebody else. Oh, I don't need that. I haven't had my period in 6 months, you know? So it is a thing that women, for the most part, in general, when they're out there on the street, they're not eating right, they're not sleeping right, they're malnourished, they're just dirty, they're not taking care of themselves, unfortunately, and their body just kind of shuts down and says, "Ah, we're not gonna have a kid now because we're," So I don't know how that works, but that really is a thing. So anonymous, I was watching a 1 month old video that said she took a pregnancy test. I was just wondering, yeah. So I gave her a pregnancy test because in one of the videos, the comments all day on that video was that, oh, she's pregnant, she looks pregnant, she stood to the side and you could tell, and I was there in person. I knew she wasn't, but to satisfy curiosity, I gave her a test, and she kind of chuckled about it. So, anyways, uh, Nick texted me today at 11 a.m. He said, "Art, Art, what did he say?" He said, "Art, Art, Art." He said, "Art, hey, Art, it's Nick. I'm at the gas station. I'm ready." Right. And so I'm like, all right, cool. So I look up the schedule for Greyhound, and I don't know if you guys can see it. Here's the schedule for Greyhound today. For today, there's nothing. For Monday, there's nothing. For Tuesday, there's nothing. Um, the ticket was originally purchased for him to go, I believe, on the 4th of February, but the lady told me that they would extend it until the 20th. The ticket would, if he was to miss the bus on the 4th, that they would extend but the tickets to be used again up until the 21st of February. So I went out there looking for him to let him know what the plan is. I couldn't find him today. I did find Migs and Carla though. I did find them, so I'll be uploading that video tomorrow. Nick, I couldn't find him. I couldn't find him. But even if I was to find him, Greyhound is booked up. Right, each Greyhound bus has 50 seats, so each seat is booked up. Right, um, and so it's not just kind of get on the bus whenever you want. It's like there's a timeline, right? Their timeline that you have to work with them, right? So Nick did not get on the bus today because there's no bus for him to get on. I checked. I went to them to Greyhound, the terminal. I was in that side of town, and I said, "Hey, here's a ticket." You know, she said, there are no there's no room, right? This ticket was for the fourth, and I said, yeah, but you said it would be valid till the 21st. She's like, yeah, it's valid if there's a seat, right? We're not gonna there's right. We can't kick somebody else off of the bus. So that's the when you roll the dice like that, you don't meet your commitments. That's a possibility. It's just Greyhound isn't going to cater to you just because you didn't want to wake up that day, right? When I talked to Nick, what did he say? Yeah, I didn't wake up. I fell asleep, right? I usually don't get waking. I don't start waking up till like 11, 10, 11. You know, life isn't like that, man. Like you have to meet, life halfway. If you want to start getting up at 11 a.m. and do your own thing at your own schedule, it's not gonna be good for you. Um, so yeah, it's unfortunate. I let his mom know. She messaged me and like, hey, did my son make it on the bus? And I told her the circumstances. Right, I sent her the screenshot of Greyhound schedule. So to Nick's credit, he did reach out to me today. He reached out to me a couple times. Hey, Art, I'm here. I'm over here. I drove around, didn't find him, but I wasn't able to locate him. But I did show Migs and Carla the schedule of Greyhound. I did let Jennifer know, Nick's mom, and that's the way it goes, right? It's just not going to happen when you want. It's going to happen, when uh, if you made a commitment to get up on the fourth, you need to get up on the fourth and make it happen. So it's sad. No more fundraisers. So at least we know that Nick is okay, right? He's, admittedly, he doesn't look as good as the first time, right? He's kind of, addiction does that to you. You're going to lose weight. You're not going to sleep. You're going to get sores on your face. Your level of cleanliness is going to decline. And that's addiction. So at least he's still among us. I appreciate that he contacted me today and say, "Hey, I was ready." I just wish he would have been ready when we originally planned this out, right? Because he made a commitment back then on the fourth, not on the what are we 19th, not on the 19th, right at the deadline, right? So I've done my part. You've done your part. Greyhound has done their part. They extended it to the 21st. I'm looking at the calendar for the 21st, and there's nothing there. Um, the only thing that I can see us salvaging this is if he was to go to Greyhound and just sit at Greyhound, right, and just say, "Hey, Greyhound, I'm here. If there's a seat for the bus, I'm gonna be right here, okay, for the next 2 3 days. Please let me on that bus." That's what I would do if I was him, right? But if I'm not able to locate him, right, and if he's not willing to do that, the extra mile, then at some point I can't bend over backwards either, right? So it makes sense, right? Yeah. So the ticket that we got was 390. There's tickets right now for three. I'm I'm not gonna go through that again, right? So we did our part. We extended grace and compassion, and he wasn't ready, right? He didn't want to wake up. Basically, that was his excuse. I didn't want to wake up. I don't wake up. I'm not good at 9 a.m. So all right, cool. Here's the circumstances. Now you're stuck in what do you call Arizona? Arizona is trash. He said, right? Arizona's trash. It's a trash state, and I really want to get out of here, right? Well, you should have left out of this trash state on the 4th of February, because that's what you committed to. You're not gonna, with this ticket, this is not good for whenever you want. It's there's a timeline that you have to go by. So so yeah, what do you do? Park Place, you planted a seed in him, art that will stay in his head forever. I think a lot of these people, the, in the future when they go through recovery, whether it's next week, next month, next year, 5 years, eventually down the line, when they go through, when they get better and they're living a normal life, they'll look back and they'll be like, "Hey, I remember my interaction with Lost in Phoenix. What was his name? Art. Yeah, he gave me his phone number. He gave me a ride. He gave me a meal. He showed me I was worthy. He built my self esteem." They'll look back and they'll pay it forward, right? So even if they don't change, even if they don't get on the bus today, right? Even if their rock bottom isn't today, right? I'm still hopeful, right? A lot of, unfortunately, there's people, right? Not you guys necessarily, but people in the comments are, why are you wasting your time? with Migs, Nick, Carla, Blake, right? I used to get that with Blake all the time too, right? You know, when I was interviewing Blake, why do you keep interviewing for? He doesn't want to go to treatment. Leave him alone. You're enabling him. You're this, you're that. I'm like, please hush up. you know, please. You're probably a negative Nelly, like at home, right? And that probably works at home. But here, like we try not to, try not to. There's still hope, right? There's still hope for Nick. He's 18 years old, right? I wasn't making the best decisions at when I was 18, right? Wasn't these decisions, but I know I was very immature at 18, extremely immature at 18. So you have to give them grace. You have to give them room and space and compassion, and hopefully they find their way, right? But how many people are going to watch Nick's videos, right, and be like, "Dang, that guy's my age," right? I'm at home and I want to be rebellious with my mom, with my dad. You know what? When somebody offers me something, I'm gonna say no because I don't want to end up like that guy, like that Migs guy, like that Carla gal. I want my life intact, right? I want to go to college. I don't want to go to college. I want to go to trade school. I want to work on computers. I want to be a nurse. I want to be uh, I want to own a McDonald's. I'm not going to go to school. I'm going to work at McDonald's, work my way up, and I'm going to own a McDonald's in 5, 10, 20 years, right? That's my goal, right? So that's a lot better than just throwing your life away on these stupid drugs, right? So Angelina Macias, Art, come to Orange County, California to interview the homeless here. There's so many people here in Phoenix. I don't need to go anywhere, right? I've gone to Tucson, I've gone to Hawaii, I've interviewed homeless people in Hawaii, Capeka, interviewed us in Puerto Rico. I've interviewed people in Albuquerque, I've interviewed people in Tucson, and a lot of people here in the valley, right? Um, so look at the stark contrast in comments. So one person says blue. Blue says, I'm starting to not care about Carla. She doesn't want to help herself, which is cool. That's your opinion, right? You don't have to care for people. You care for them, not care for them. That's on you. Then the next comment is Gina from Gina. She says, Art, I love how you are understanding and have faith and show respect to everyone, right? See the contrast in sentiment, right? One person, I don't care about Carla. She doesn't want to help herself. And that's easy to do, right? Like, just, if she doesn't want to help herself, then I'm not going to worry about it either. And I understand where that sentiment is coming from, but I think those are people that don't understand addiction. They don't understand it. And you know what? 2 years ago, before I started doing this, I didn't understand it either. I'm the one that was calling them lazy and calling all kind of names, right? Ignoring them and shunning them and not really wanting to understand it, right? And now doing this, right? Looking at it from the inside, I understand it, right? It's frustrating, right? I can understand that person that commented that. I know that's obvious frustration right there, right? She doesn't want to help herself, so why should I care, right? I get it, you know. So I get it, but you got to look at it from the standpoint of they're slaves to their addiction. The chains of addiction are wrapped all around them, and they can't move forward, right? They can't until they have to, right? So they're gonna have to get locked up, and they're gonna be. It's a forcing them to get better because you're away from it. And then when you're away from it, you have to decide that I'm just gonna stay clean because I've been clean for my entire time being locked up. Whether that's 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, a year, I've been clean. I'm gonna stay clean, right? And If she's not ready now, maybe tomorrow, maybe next week, maybe next month. But in the meantime, I'm not gonna give up. But certainly, you guys are capable of doing whatever you guys want to do. Park Place, I'm more compassionate and humble because of your example art. Again, it's when you're doing this every single day, it's like, man, why don't they just get up and say, yes, give me a ride to treatment, right? Why don't they just, somebody's going to give them a free ride, somebody's giving them a bus ticket to get on the bus. But to them, those chains of addiction are heavy and hard to break, right? So Sherry, what made you start doing this? How's your brother doing now? He's doing good. He's doing good. He's still good. He's working and not, he hasn't fell back. He hasn't gone back to that lifestyle. He's working hard and every day is moving forward. So I'm proud of him in that regard. What made you start doing this? I went over that earlier about 30 minutes ago. Good question though. Jasmine Gonzalez, yikes, addiction is an everyday battle. Even when you're sober, right? You're still battling uh, the triggers that could land you back in addiction. So again, that sobriety is not uh, a destination; it's a lifelong journey. Danielle Williams, your channel has opened my eyes about a lot of things. Awesome, thank you, thank you, Keith Martz. I appreciate it. Sherry, I think it's awesome you do all of this. Sorry, I just got off of work. No worries, Sherry. Yeah, a lot of people are working or starting to work, leaving work, going to work. Just go ahead and watch the beginning when you get a chance. Um, I'm going to log off. It's 8:35, 8:40. It was really nice talking to you guys. Thank you guys for letting me update you. Thank you for spending a portion of your Sunday with me, your humble servant, right? I appreciate you guys very much. You guys are so awesome. And it's so funny how um, this community, right? This Lost in Phoenix family has grown. We've like grown. I'm seeing like an evolution, right? I'm seeing like we're evolving into more, right? Into more than just a bunch of strangers, right? We're starting. I know where you guys are at, right? Where Jeff is in Ohio, Monet is in Texas, Jasmine's in Texas, so I'm getting to know your names and where you're at and building something sustainable, something long term, something really good. And I'm really glad that you guys have chosen to be a part of this. I'm greatly appreciative. And I would say let's continue to do so, because in that manner we can help other people, right? So for example, we won't be getting another ticket for Nick, but what about a future Nick, right? What about somebody else that really needs help in the future, right? So I think you guys would be willing to help somebody because that's just the type of people you are, right? You guys, that's the type of environment and forum we've created here. And so I would say let's keep building upon that. I really appreciate you guys. Let's get ready for the week. Got to go to work tomorrow. I think it's President's Day, right? But I don't have it off. So I got to go bust my hump, make that money. I got to pay bills. But you guys have a great night. Thank you guys very much. I appreciate you. And I'll see you guys, I don't know, maybe Wednesday, Thursday of this coming week. We'll do another live and we'll stay in contact and grow together. Okay. So have a good night have a great rest of your week as well. Okay. Bye, everybody.